Welcome everyone. I'd like to first start by telling you that I think I made a mistake. Well, I did make a mistake by making my layout a little bit too wide. At first I thought I would have access from the back, but having like 8 inches higher, I wouldn't be able to make my cliffs. So as you can see, it's unreachable. So I would have to do it in a modular section. So as you can see from here, I created my cliffs with 1 inch foam from my workshop. And once I was satisfied, I tried it out and it came out okay. So now I was ready for the next step, which was to cover it with some plaster rolls, which then I would work on to make it look better. To do so, first I start by crimpling tin foil. I use the thicker one because when I would stretch it out, I had to make sure that it wouldn't tear apart. So as you can see, it looks a lot crimple. And then what I would do is make little borders so I would be able to pour my plaster. When I was doing them, I did about, I'd say a good 20 of them, different size, different length, even smaller ones just in case I needed them. Then all I had to do was assemble them just like I would do a small puzzle. I sometimes even broke pieces to make everything fit properly. Next came the part of mixing the plaster, which I made pretty much liquid, and I was doing them in small batches just to make sure that it wouldn't get stiff on me. So, and make sure to tap, that it would get in every crack. Now you let it dry for 24 hours. Afterwards, you start removing the tin foil very carefully, not to break it. The fact that I didn't pour much, it's very thin, so got to be careful not to break it. And if I do need to break it, well, it's a little bit much easier. Now that I've done a few of them, it's time to assemble them. So I've glued a few of them with hot glue, and now I've mixed a bit of plaster, and I'll be filling up the cracks and doing a little bit of leveling and matching every piece. What I also do is make sure that I've got lines going the same way as what I already have on my small pieces. Now let's fast forward a bit, and here we are with my piece almost finished. Just doing final touches here. So I am putting plaster all over the place, even though there was already plaster roll. It's just that I like to have a nice texture once everything completed. So this is what it looks like now that I'm finished with it. Next step will be to start painting. As for the paint, I mean, everybody's got their own choices of colors. Sorry, but I don't remember the names of the colors I used. But I know it was diluted 16:1. And basically my first coat, I put some all over the piece that I was doing, making sure that I got some in every crack. And basically I could have just poured it on top of it. And now for the second coat, I use a darker color. I remember it was like a medium gray. I saw a video that kind of said that you have to start with a light color, and as you put more colors, you go towards the darker color, which I finished with a black. So this one is a gray. I could say I probably covered about 80% of the piece, just making sure that I had plenty in the cracks. The third color I used was like some type of brown, and this one I was going to do about 60% of the area, and it's still diluted 16:1, just to make sure that I had plenty in the cracks to make it look darker. So again, I covered about 60%, I would say, of that piece. And now for the final color, which was black. This one I really made sure that all the cracks, mainly the small cracks, were done, and the medium cracks. Try to get as much in there so that you can really see the formation of the rocks. Now we're ready for a bit of scenery. I used diluted white glue, 50-50, and basically what I did is I poured some on every flat surface that I had, of course when it was 90° up, so that way I could sprinkle the grass. Well, first I started with the earth, and then some dark grass, and then light grass. So now I'm just making sure that I've got glue all over my flat surfaces. The first thing I'm going to spread is some fine turf earth to give it a base, and basically it's going to stick to all the flat surfaces. I did add a bit of glue on the sides, but very little, because I want mainly the flat surfaces to be covered. I then added a second coat, which is this time fine turf soil, but that's very little. It's just to give it a little touch of like black, but not much. And then I finished with a fine turf burnt grass, because that part of the layout is pretty much going to be all autumn, so I wanted to make it look like it was really burnt. And then I finished with a bit of glue and let it dry until the next day. And that's it. That's what my modular piece of mountain cliff looks like. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.